The auto industry thrives on innovation, with engines ranging from modest daily drivers to roaring performance beasts. At the heart of this evolution lies an ongoing debate: naturally aspirated versus turbocharged engines. Which delivers better fuel efficiency, power, and performance? Each has its strengths and secrets. Join us as we uncover what truly sets them apart and find out which engine reigns supreme. What is a naturally aspirated engine? Naturally aspirated engines represent the purest form of internal combustion, where air is drawn directly from the atmosphere, mixed with fuel, and ignited to create power. There's no turbocharger or supercharger pushing air in. It's all about natural breathing. This simple yet elegant process has been the backbone of automotive engineering for decades, prized for its reliability and straightforward design. With fewer moving parts and no complex boost systems, these engines often deliver lower maintenance costs and greater long-term durability. But simplicity comes with its limits. Without forced induction, the air intake is slower, which naturally caps horsepower and torque output. Measured in horsepower and pound-feet, respectively, compared to turbocharged engines, still, what naturally aspirated engines lack in sheer muscle, they make up for in character. Their linear throttle response, smooth rev range, and honest power delivery create a driving experience that feels raw, authentic, and deeply connected to the road. Turbocharged engine. Now that we've explored naturally aspirated engines, let's turn up the boost. Literally, and talk about turbochargers. A turbocharged engine uses a clever device known as a turbocharger to cram more air into the combustion chamber than it would normally draw in. More air means more oxygen, and more oxygen allows the engine to burn additional fuel, leading to a dramatic increase in power output, often far beyond that of a naturally aspirated engine of the same cubic centimeter displacement. What makes the turbocharger fascinating is that it's powered by what would otherwise be wasted energy: the exhaust gases. These gases spin a turbine, which in turn drives a compressor that forces more air into the engine. The result is improved horsepower, better efficiency, and that thrilling surge of acceleration enthusiasts love. However, this technology isn't without quirks. The added complexity can create turbo lag, a brief delay before the turbocharger fully spools up and delivers its punch of power. Turbocharged versus naturally aspirated engines. When it comes to choosing between a turbocharged and naturally aspirated engine, it's not just about horsepower, it's about what kind of driving experience you crave. Turbocharged engines use a turbine driven by exhaust gases to force more air into the combustion chamber, allowing smaller engines to produce power equal to or even greater than larger, naturally aspirated ones. This means you get impressive performance and better fuel efficiency without needing a massive displacement. On the other hand, naturally aspirated engines deliver something that turbocharged setups often can't: purity and predictability. With a direct throttle response and a smooth, linear power curve, these engines connect the driver to the car in a more organic way. Many enthusiasts love the instant reaction and emotional feel they provide, and when it comes to long-term ownership, naturally aspirated engines have a simpler design, meaning fewer components, lower maintenance costs, and a reputation for rock-solid reliability. Fuel efficiency. When it comes to squeezing the most distance out of every liter of fuel, turbocharged engines often take the lead. By forcing extra air into the combustion chamber, a turbocharger enables more fuel to burn efficiently during each power stroke. This process not only boosts performance but also maximizes fuel economy, allowing smaller engines to deliver the punch of larger ones without constantly guzzling petrol. However, every real-world efficiency depends heavily on how you drive. Push the accelerator too often, and that same turbocharger begins demanding more fuel to keep up with your power needs, diminishing the mileage advantage. In contrast, naturally aspirated engines may not sound as high-tech, but they tend to maintain steadier fuel efficiency regardless of speed or driving style. So while turbos can be more efficient on paper, the true test of fuel economy lies not under the hood, but in the hands of the driver. Acceleration. In terms of acceleration, turbocharged engines often take the lead, and they do it with flair, thanks to forced induction, which compresses air into the combustion chamber. These engines generate more power from the same displacement. The result? Explosive bursts of speed and impressive 0 to 100 kilometers per hour times that leave naturally aspirated engines trailing behind, especially when overtaking or driving at high speeds. But naturally aspirated engines have their own charm. Their power delivery is smooth, linear, and refreshingly predictable. There's no sudden surge boost, just a direct mechanical connection between your foot and the engine's response. This balance makes them ideal for drivers who value control, consistency, and the pure feel of traditional motoring. Complexity. Turbocharged engines bring power with a price. Complexity. They pack in a lot more than just the turbo itself. Intercoolers, high-pressure oil lines, and intricate intake and exhaust piping all work together to boost performance. But this added hardware can also mean higher maintenance costs, more potential points of failure, and the need for specialized care over time. Even a minor issue like a worn-out turbine or clogged intercooler can lead to expensive repairs and downtime for enthusiasts chasing that extra horsepower. On the other hand, naturally aspirated engines embrace simplicity as their superpower. With fewer moving parts and more direct air-fuel pathway, they're easier to maintain, cheaper to repair, and often more reliable in the long run. For drivers who value consistency over complexity, a naturally aspirated setup delivers peace of mind, fewer surprises under the hood, and more confidence on every drive. The power between turbocharged and naturally aspirated engines. When it comes to pure muscle under the hood, turbocharged engines usually take the lead. By forcing more air and fuel into each cylinder, they produce incredible horsepower and torque, sometimes rivaling or even surpassing naturally aspirated engines that are much larger in size. A well-tuned turbo can turn a compact engine into a powerhouse capable of delivering breathtaking acceleration and top-end performance. But raw numbers don't always tell the full story. Naturally aspirated engines bring something that can't be measured in kilowatts or Newton meters. Character. Their immediate throttle response, linear power delivery, and crisp sound make them a favorite among driving purists. It's that direct mechanical connection between driver and engine that creates a sense of control and excitement, even without a turbo's boost. Choosing the right power. Turbocharged or naturally aspirated? Picking between these two engine philosophies isn't as simple as pointing to one and saying it's better. It all depends on what you drive. If you crave maximum power and efficiency packed into a smaller engine, the turbocharged option delivers. With forced induction compressing more air into the combustion chamber, it produces remarkable horsepower and torque gains without significantly increasing engine displacement. On the other hand, if you prefer a pure and mechanical driving experience, the naturally aspirated engine offers an unmatched sense of connection between your foot and the wheels. It provides consistent throttle response, fewer complex components, and easier long-term maintenance. In the end, whether you crave the raw emotion of a naturally aspirated engine or the thrilling punch of a turbocharged powerhouse, both represent the soul of driving passion. Which side are you on in this ultimate engine battle? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.